There are places archaeologists fear to dig, questions no one dares to ask, and discoveries so disturbing they were locked away and erased from textbooks. From megaliths no one could have built to symbols that speak of worlds before ours. These aren't gaps in history. They're evidence of something older, stranger, and completely out of place. This isn't just archaeology. It's a confrontation with a past we were never meant to remember. Hang tight. Let's uncover mystery.
Imagine a civilization with no wheels, no writing system, and no hard metal tools. Yet they left behind a structure made of stone blocks cut with millimeter precision. Surfaces polished like mirrors, perfect right angles, and symmetrical grooves that look as if they were machined in a modern factory. It sounds impossible, but that's exactly what you'll find at Pumapunku, an ancient stone site high in the Bolivian Andes, surrounded by harsh climate and rugged terrain. It's not a grand pyramid or a lavish temple. Pumapunku is just scattered blocks of stone. But those blocks have left modern archaeologists puzzled and uneasy. Because if what we know about history is true, then this place should not exist. Who built it? And how did they do it when none of the required technologies had supposedly been invented yet? Pumapunku isn't just an ancient mystery. It's a scientific riddle that modern research still hasn't solved. If there were no metal tools, no wheels, and no modern technology, then how could they cut stone with such precision? What do you think really happened at Pumapunku? A lost ancient technology? A forgotten civilization erased from history? Or are we simply underestimating our ancestors? Share your theory in the comments. I'd love to know how you explain this mystery. The most astonishing feature at Pumapunku lies in its stonework technique, achieved with near microscopic precision. Even though there is no evidence that metal tools were used at all, the stone blocks here, mostly made from andesite and diorite, two types of extremely hard rock comparable in hardness to steel on the MO scale, were cut, drilled, and grooved with an unimaginable level of finesse. Some surfaces are smooth as glass, corners are aligned with near-perfect right angles, and holes are distributed evenly, as if made by modern CNC machines. The problem is even the later and more advanced Inca civilization left no record of working stone at this level of sophistication. Modern engineers have examined these blocks using laser measuring equipment and sensors, revealing discrepancies in angles, surfaces, and cut of less than 0.1 millimeter, an accuracy level found only in high-end industrial machining today. Details like U-shaped grooves, parallel tracks, and identically shaped H-blocks seem impossible to have been created by hand with softer tools. Yet this is the explanation current archaeology still leans on. So if they had no metal tools and no machinery, how did they do it? This question has fueled decades of debate. Some theories suggest that the Tiwanaku people used even harder stones to pound and grind the material. But this process would take hundreds of years just to shape a single block, let alone hundreds. Others point to the possibility of an unknown plant-based chemical softening agent, a legend passed down by local cultures, though to this day, no scientific evidence supports this idea. The core mystery remains: how could a culture with no access to metal technology create stonework that surpasses most civilizations of its time? One of the most striking features at Pumapunku is the presence of H-shaped stone blocks, commonly referred to as H-blocks, which have become a focal point of modern scientific research. These blocks are not only visually distinctive, but also exhibit an extraordinary level of craftsmanship. They were carved with extreme precision, featuring grooves, interlocking ridges, and both circular and square drill holes, all matching in size and proportion with remarkable consistency. This suggests they were not created randomly, but followed a strict technical standard, as if they were modular components in a complex mechanical system. Notably, the H-blocks can be assembled in multiple orientations, forming tight-fitting, interlocking structures similar to joints in modern construction engineering. Recreating even a single block would be a major challenge, yet Pumapunku contains dozens of such identical pieces, a feat that far exceeds the capabilities of known ancient hand tools, at least by today's understanding. Many theories propose that these blocks may have been part of a water channeling system, a foundational architectural locking mechanism, or even a structure for transmitting mechanical force. However, since much of the site has been destroyed over time, we are left only with scattered fragments, remnants of an ancient engineering system never recorded in history. One of the most puzzling questions surrounding Pumapunku is how its massive stone blocks were transported to the construction site. Many of these blocks weigh over 100 tons, and the quarry they were sourced from lies more than 10 kilometers away across rugged mountainous terrain at an altitude of over 3,800 meters in Bolivia's Altiplano region. What truly astonishes researchers is that the Tiwanaku civilization had no wheels, no carts, and no draft animals like horses or oxen, which are all basic elements required for even the most primitive transportation systems. Given the steep slopes, soft ground, and harsh climate, moving stones of that size seems virtually impossible. Some theories suggest they may have used wooden rollers or floating rafts, but the area around Lake Titicaca lacks the vast forests needed to supply sufficient timber, and the wet, uneven ground would have made rolling the stones impractical. Modern physical calculations indicate it would take thousands of people to drag a single block by hand, a task nearly impossible given the population size and technical limitations of the time. As a result, the method by which the Tiwanaku people transported and precisely positioned these enormous stones remains an unsolved mystery of ancient engineering. Although often classified as a ceremonial structure, Pumapunku possesses features that have led many modern researchers to question its true purpose. The stone blocks are modular in design, with channels, interlocking ridges, central drill holes, and polished angled surfaces, all of which point to a highly technical and systematic construction far beyond what would be required for purely religious activity. Some theories suggest that it may have once been an ancient engineering center, possibly used to control water flow, transmit mechanical force, or even serve as an astronomical observatory, tracking the movements of the sun and the stars. Certain stone alignments that match celestial events only reinforce this suspicion. It's possible we are looking at the remnants of a lost body of technical knowledge, one that lies outside the framework of conventional history. Perhaps the most telling detail is this. Modern engineers who have attempted to recreate Pumapunku's stonework using tools available to ancient people have repeatedly failed to match the precision. Even with diamond-tipped saws and industrial equipment, producing an identical H-block takes a lot of time, effort, and even then, slight inaccuracies remain. This only deepens the mystery and reinforces Pumapunku's status as one of archaeology's most unsolvable enigmas. Pumapunku is not just a pile of ancient stone. It's a monumental question carved into the earth, one that forces us to rethink what we thought we knew about human history and ancient capabilities. Dozens of theories ranging from conventional to fantastical have been proposed, yet none offer a fully satisfying answer. And perhaps that's why Pumapunku still stands, a stone message from the past, silently declaring there are truths that official history still isn't ready to understand.